Hey everybody, today I'll be showing you how to create a VR scene for Android device using Unity3D. This video was taken from a workshop from a university that I recently visited. If you want to follow along, you can download the OBJ file that we used in the link in the description, or you can use your own OBJ file exported from your CAD software. If you want to know how to do that properly and import it properly into Unity, one of my previous videos can show you how to do that. Every now and then you'll see a little text pop up, and that is just a little correction to make it more relevant to watching it back as a video rather than in the workshop. Before you build to your Android device, you need to put your phone into developer mode, and there's a link in the description on how to do that as well. Apart from that, I hope you enjoy the video and you find it useful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and please subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. So you should have it in your Unity now, just like before, and then go ahead and drag that into the scene. This is where these surfaces are only working one way, so you can't, there's like a skin over this space frame and you can't see it from in here, and we're making a interior build, but from this direction you can see it, you know. It doesn't really matter that you can't see it from this way. So if you select the model and put its positioning at 0, 0, 0 again, and then it's a static model, so click static, yes, change children. It's essentially the same setup as the last one we did. See, that light changes straight away. It's kind of casting some cool shadows already. So that's what this project was all about, like the shadows and how they enter through the space frame, and this skin that looks a bit more clear later. So when you're going to make a VR build or an AR build, it's better that it includes something that involves your project, like a main piece of investigation. If it's like a climate condition or whatever, something that drives your project, just make whatever VR AR thing you're doing explain that, you know. And then before, you know, in the inspector panel, press select, and we'll put generate the colliders and generate light map UV, and click apply. We want to import the Google VR SDK, and to do that, so it was on the USB stick that we had, so go assets, import package, custom package. Yeah?
Yeah, but
go to assets, import package, custom package, and then in the folder, the USB folder, assets, and select Google VR for Unity package, and click open, and just let that import. So that's got, in that package it has a lot of things, and the one that we're interested in are these prefabs here. So later on, if you're importing some packages, when you're a bit more familiar, you can pick and choose what you import just to keep your file a bit lighter. But for now, we'll just to make sure we get it, we'll just import it all. But it's kind of a good thing that Unity does. Alright, so in the Google VR assets folder, we want to go to prefabs, and then it's the GVR main Yep. GVR main, and then drag that into your hierarchy. Everybody got that in? Just drag it in. Just drag it into the hierarchy, yeah. Yeah. So you have like a little guy here, looking like that. And then, so you still have that game display, that little one, right? Okay, so if you move the Gear VR character just inside the space, you should have something that looks like that. Yeah? So if you select that guy in your hierarchy, you can see it has a VR mode enabled, right? In the inspector. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and click play. And that you should bring up 2 eyepieces. And the way that you move about is you hold down Alt and then just move your mouse about, and that's how you look. Yeah. If you got the GVR main selected and drop it down, and then drop it down again, it says main camera inside head, right? And then from there you can just change the field of view quickly, because an interior space can look quite small in VR, but if you just change it a little bit in your vision, you'll get a lot more of the space in, like that. Yeah, it's cool.
I need to scan.
In the USB folder, there should be a VR materials. So in materials, copy materials VR and paste them into your assets, just like before. So you've all got these materials. So we exported this in the same way as the other build. So everything's in a group that a material is going to be assigned to. First of all, if you look from the interior and go ahead and select that translucent, can you see this surface that curves around, right? That's called glass 1. Go ahead and put the translucent onto that. So then you can see like these fins coming through the space frame, like that, right? It's also made it a lot lighter in there. Okay, so we have a few more materials to apply. So this white brick one, if you double click on the walls or select walls from the hierarchy and then just drag the white brick texture onto it, you'll have something like this, some overscaled bricks. And then down here for the shader options, I showed you it earlier, we're going to go to mobile, bump diffuse, Okay, and then with the little drop down arrow we've got some options. Also there's a, right next to it, the material 26 white brick something, that's the bump map. Yeah, so drag the white bricks normal map. Oh shit, did it wrong. Into there. Alright, and then let's see. So we have to change the tiling of it to get the scaling right. And this might take some trial and error because I didn't note it. But you can see they're way too small. Oh. Or maybe they're not that small. There's a door here. Maybe a touch. I suppose you could count the bricks. And then an average door height is 2100, isn't it? I'm not going to do that though. For me, I'm probably just going to leave them.
How did you change it?
Yeah, so down here, the tiling, I put 3010. And then that will sort that out for you. So you drag one bit on, right?
Yeah.
And then down here, yeah, you change what type of material it is. You know, so you go standard, you know here it says standard shader.
Yeah.
Go to mobile, bump to diffuse. Instantly makes a difference, and then you can apply the bump map too. See how grainy that is? It's way overscaled, but it's made a difference. And then I've got a tiling written down. It's obviously not that. We're gonna have to figure it out. 10 by 10 looks alright. Looks pretty decent. Okay, so that's your materials done. A VR model like that, you know. But that is how you do it, yeah. Yeah, so this corner is a little dark, but what we can do is go to game object light, and then we could add in a point light. This might take a little time to bake as well, actually. Just try and position it into the building. Can you see it's sort of lighting up that corner? It's better on some materials than others. But a point light, effectively, it doesn't cast any shadows and it goes through objects, so it's literally just the light that just fills out anything. There's different types of like spotlights, for example, that will cast a shadow and has like, you target an area, but a point light is just a general. So you go to game object, light, point light, and then there are some other ones there, but they're pretty decent. And then once you have it selected, we can change the color of it, make it a bit more ambient or what have you. It starts to make it look a little nicer. It's a bit weird on the material that we imported. It should probably take some investigation. I bet you if we just change that quick, yeah, fuck it. I knew that was going to happen. So I changed that back to a standard shader and it worked. So it's up to you which one you want to do really. If you want a texture or light. The light looks kind of nice though. It's quite strong. But yeah, starting to come together. So this, if you're going to plan on, making an interior scene in the asset store, this realistic furniture and interior props pack, which is free, is definitely worth a download. It's got loads and loads of prefabs in it that already have like an emission, so like the lights have all got a light in them kind of thing, so it's definitely worth a go. It's not just like this living room sort of style, it's like some public looking packs as well. I haven't found an asset pack as good as that really. All these prefabs as default, which are up for grabs. It's not a very exciting one. Let's pop a chair in there. But there's just so many, which is like the amazing thing about it. And they've already got a material on them and whatever. So all these objects basically, which it's unbelievable that it's free. Just recommend it if you're going to do it. Oh, here we go. Great. So it's got all these lights already with some predefined emission on them. Some really nice ones as well. We need to install some files. So if you go to Edit Preferences and then go to External Tools. At the bottom of External Tools it says Android SDK and JDK. So if you click Browse, just a little quick thing. So in Player Settings down here, if you go to this build setting bit and then click Player Settings at the bottom, it's here, and you want to change this to something. Oh, said default company, but you just need to change it. And here's where you could, so it builds the app icon. So here you could put a little low like thumbnail, like an app does on your phone or what have you. Oh, I generally leave that as it is, and then there's a bundling bit. Yeah, so this bundle identifier, you have to just name it whatever, but it has to follow, it has to be com dot something dot something. So it's com.leon.vr. Okay, so I stopped the workshop footage here because there's nothing really left to show you. Make sure your phone is plugged in and developer mode enabled, like I mentioned at the start of the video, and that you have your two SDK and JDK files installed correctly, and then the last thing to do is click build and run. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it enjoyable. Feel free to ask me any questions as always, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.